Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome. I'm Open Potato. He's Rhapsody. We're back into Slipways for a
some
new something.
Some synergistic and analytical gameplay.
Synergistic, tunnel vision gameplay, analytic gameplay, lots of gameplay.
That's right. I'm going to tunnel vision on things like getting Xeno tourism off. I really do want to have a great Xeno tourism Silthid run, but I don't think that's the thing we go for immediately. That's Xeno studies, not Xeno tourism. Xeno tourism is the tourism planets in Euphorian. Euphorian? Oh, it doesn't reload them unless you start a game. Yeah, it's Xeno tourism, that one there.
Does it not reload though? I thought it did reload, by the way. I thought it did.
It may... Well, yeah, because you had Xeno Labs there before.
Yeah, right? It totally does.
I thought you had to launch into a game.
No. No.
Well, I have a lot of files where I've launched into a game just to try and re-roll Bakar so that I could get gravitic mining.
I've not done it yet in this series, but it's been on my mind. It's possible. Just like how we, you know, crashed the game by by trying to manipulate the tech from a 4-bear ruin.
Yep.
That was fun.
Literally broke the game.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So what do you like in here, Ramps? What's the play?
Why don't we have a quick look at Dender? Because I feel like Dender is where we are least explored, and there is possibly the most potential for growth. Because what we saw in our most recent run, that is to say, our highest score yet, was that happiness was absolutely key. And Serenity, happiness bonuses on people producing planets doubled. We know that Dender gets virtual afterlife often as a 3rd level tech. And if we study other Dender things, we're likely getting more Dender upgrade techs. So previously that was, you know, remove people from this planet and add a happiness production. Now it's add 2 happiness production with Serenity. The idea of doubling with that is interesting to me.
Let me hit you with an alternative. Maybe Dender is our worst hero, probably, by far, by a wide margin. I will accept that. But maybe it's also the weakest, or at least the weakest that sort of fits with our playstyle. Maybe we're just cursed to all eternity to just deliver poor Dender runs. Because I literally don't think that we've had a good Dender run yet. I think it's
not particularly, but I think it's just a tough nut to crack, but I think we can crack it.
All right. Serenity, luxury. Xenotourism, let's go. I think this is cool, actually.
Okay. I don't dislike it. One thing I find a lot of the time when I try and run Xenotourism is that the position of planets really frustrates me.
Yeah.
Because I want to get super early, you know, the 4 different things. There we go. Exactly. I want to get the 4 different things plugged in there. Hey, maybe we just use... Oh, no, we don't have geothermals, and we don't have gravitic. Ooh. Rough for all.
Yeah. We got gravitic mining, but I presume that you're after tugs more than anything else.
Deep drilling's not bad for it, because you tend to make robots... the chips as well as goods to deliver to the old tourists.
I hate these level 1 techs. I just hate them. They're just garbage.
I haven't really utilized them much. The idea of being able to utilize ice ball planets is nice, and it is worth noting, wheat's pretty hard to get without putting a bunch of resources into it. The best way that you can get it is from a primordial planet, putting a biomass in. And then that makes the second best way at Lichen Farm.
Yeah, I don't know. What do you think here? I mean, maybe it's just a simple case of Vittori instead of Bakar.
We can do that. Yeah, let's have a look at Vittori. Orbital Labs gene adjustment.
It will fight a little bit with brain-machine interface, but
which itself is going to be fighting with Soylent foodstuffs.
Yep. I mean, Xenotourism is a must.
Agreed.
Everything else is, I guess, literally it's a fight between all of these other 5 then, right?
Pretty much. if we are trying to build around Xenotourism, I do like that perk that you've got locked in Euphorian, because that's plus 25% generation on them, right?
Yeah.
A lot of the time, going to be really good for us. In terms of Dender, it feels like we're building a plan where we have to construct wheat, to construct people, to construct ore, to construct goods and bots and chips, and then deliver all of those to a jungle planet or a ocean planet or a Earth-like planet. What is it?
Yeah, Earth-like. Yeah, you're correct.
And that's a lot of resources, right? So Soylent Foodstuffs cutting out our production of wheat, because producing wheat itself is quite difficult. We suddenly have to make biomass as well. That cuts a lot of the production chain out. So in my mind, the idea of going like Xenotourism and Soylent Foodstuffs is the 2 level 1 techs means that we don't have to take orbital labs. We don't take brain machine interface, and we kind of just use effectively our Euphorian perk as a quote unquote brain machine interface. Because we already know that we can't apply projects to the tourism planets, but that perk will still work there.
It's very true. So, I mean, that mitigates the reason to take Vittori then. If we're not going to be taking orbital labs, if we're not going to be taking gene adjustment, I feel like we should at least have an option, right? So for that reason, maybe we pick up the car. Sure.
We could pick up the car. We could also just pick up the Silphid, right? And leave ourselves open to the possibility of getting the microbots.
Oh, microforges. Yeah.
Yes, microforges. Although if we did that, maybe we would take the happiness perk off of Dender. Construction reduced time. Oh no, that's not reduced construction time. Oh, there, reduced structure building costs.
Yeah. I feel like
not super jazzed about that.
I feel like
let's go with it.
If we're gonna make this combo work, it's got to be under the very best conditions possible. We have to try and give it as much life as we can, and Dender are the best people to do that. We're really trying to make these freaking Dender folk work, aren't we?
I sincerely believe that they are actually very powerful, and we just aren't utilizing them super well yet.
What's that Principal Skinner meme?
Wow.
No, it's not me. It's the kids that are wrong.
It's exactly that. You're trying to make it sound like you don't know memes.
Yeah, what? All right. Can we do anything
above
with this?
that? I'm above memes.
Exactly. Exactly.
No, I'm just agreeing. That's what I'm doing there.
Okay. Can we make anything work here?
That'd be bot makes wheat, wheat makes people, but we also need a biomass input there.
Yeah.
How do we make wheat on the Arctic planet to the south?
La biomass, la robot.
It's literally all of the things that include that and the remnant planet include as inputs biomass, robot, wheat, person. So it doesn't matter where the colony is, and it doesn't matter where the wheat is being generated there. I guess it does for other adjacencies later on, but
see if we can try maybe this is a bit more useful, even though it's just a 3-banger.
Yeah, this is a rough start, but yeah. I only say it's a rough start because that north area is completely devoid of anything.
That's very
jungle.
Poggies.
Yo, that jungle though. Actually, legitimately, that may be like a good position for the Xenotourism. Oh, we shouldn't plan Xenotourism yet, right?
Yeah.
We need to get science up first.
Yeah, I think this has got to be like our initial starting area. We gotta focus on this. I'm just thinking, like, where does our colony go, right? Like, I'm immediately thinking that this has to be a jungle farm or a colony, right? Like, it's either the agro world produces wheat, but I actually think it would be better if the jungle farm produced wheat, because then it could be supplied by this nanotech factory over here. This can this can stay for goods supplied to the Earth-like. Something like that. Robots coming from this place as opposed to coming from this place and sort of messing up. Because, I mean, if this does become that connection right there, then we're gonna have to do that's not even a possible route, so that's just not gonna work right over yonder.
You're not wrong, but it does hang an input for us.
Yep.
Hangs the ore input
for now.
I will say, if we were doing the agro worlds on the Earth-like, if we were doing the bot makes 2 wheat, I would want to have 2 wheat outputs.
Yeah.
And wheat, like, for the vast majority of it, because you can't study it. So you want it to go into colonies. So we would need a colony to the south as well as that colony to the north. And then suddenly we've got so many requirements that we're missing out on. So I agree. Let's do the bot makes wheat on jungle.
Oh, actually, this is quite positive. For real. Okay. So that's good.
Quite likely we find some ore over there.
That's not a thing that we want to do. Let's go for scan.
Instead of funding that, go for the Earth-like colony, because that'll give us more income.
You reckon?
Yeah. Yeah, we were -3 in the other one.
No, we were 0. We were 0, now we're 1.
Oh, 0?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, sorry, -3 when we colonized the other one without doing it. Yeah.
Okay. I mean, this is fine. This is fine. Is that what's the meme with the little dog in the room on fire?
What's the meme with the dog? The one that says "This is fine."
This is fine.
That one?
That's the one. Yeah.
Could you do 2 proximity checks? That Forge World that we've discovered that is far to the right.
Yeah.
Can you see if that can reach the other Forge World, and can you see if it can reach the Remnant?
Hold on. There is a way that I can test this.
Well, you don't have to colonize both. Just colonize one. And
Yeah.
then
Okay.
the other.
Yeah.
23.
Yeah.
Okay,
No.
so I can't.
No.
Dang. Because if it could have, then it making bots would have funded that, and then also it could have funded to the north the creation of goods in the Forge World.
You know what? That's an incredible point that I actually wanted to make. We hardly ever use this option for the goods factory. We almost always make our goods out of boxes. Goods out of ore.
We often have Bakar, and it makes a lot of sense to do that with Bakar, but we do not have them right now.
Well, I think we do a little exploration here, right? Like whether it's this 3-banger or this 3-banger or something. It's the end of the year.
How do the ones? What is the best you can do to the south-ish of there? So to the right and south, because this should determine how you do the others. If you can do that as a 3-banger, or
no.
Dang. Okay, yeah.
I can't even do this.
Can you? Oh. No.
Ugh.
Why?
That's
unfortunate.
I guess.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think that is the one. There's that ore.
That's fine.
So,
that's actually fine because look, this can be goods. This can be goods, right? Like, and I think that will reach. So this will be supplied by goods. Eventually, there'll be a connection right here. There's going to be other colonies to the north, and we just sort of keep that in mind as we go, and the goods facility can supply those colonies. Bada bing, bada boom.
Yep.
Easy.
Totally right.
All right.
Those 2 primordials next to that mineral are going to make it really easy to set up a colony as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Especially up here. I mean, is that the scan that we want to do? Do we want to maybe do this with the idea of a next colony in mind, or do we want to try and finish out this 2-banger here? I hate this so much. I don't.
I dislike it as well, but I think we do it because that is in adjacency of the wheat-producing planet, so that's half of the colony's restrictions already met.
Okay. That
can even come from the remnant factory over to the left. We actually have a closed system already set up.
Okay.
Because the remnant factory would be a recycling operation going down to the swamp colony.
Gotcha.
And then that whole other link to the north. That swamp can definitely reach the established jungle. There's no way.
Yeah.
It doesn't say it can, but it definitely can.
It definitely can if I do. Yeah. Just checking that there wasn't any sort of space timey-wimey roadblock in the way.
Mm-hmm.
Just checking.
Yeah, there could have been one of those invisible black holes in there.
Exactly, right?
Because they're invisible. They take light.
They creep up on you.
You see things by the light reflected off them.
That's right. All right, let's mission it up, I think, right?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay.
Ooh.
This is in the roadmap for sure. If we're going for the jungle strat, the Raps jungle strat as they officially call it.
Mm-hmm. I was a jungler for a very long period of time in Dota as well.
Oh, really? Who did you play?
I played a lot of Lifesteal around that time, but I also did jungling with basically any hero that was viable at jungling at the time.
Yeah, that's a pretty toxic behavior. I'm not gonna lie. That explains an awful lot, actually. Now that I think about it.
Dude, I would pull waves into the side lane so that it would help our short lane as well. I was a generous jungler.
A generous jungler. Sure, a generous jungler
Yes.
by helping yourself by going to the jungle and not having to worry about your teammates for 20 minutes of the game. No, I get I understand how it is.
I leave someone to go and get all of the last hits in their lane. What generosity of me, as I then go and farm all of the neutrals.
Oh. Okay.
I still can't believe they're releasing an anime. After you said that, I went to Netflix and it was actually showing as like the preview, and I lost my mind.
It's today.
Thought you had to be kidding.
It's today. Today is the day, by the way, in case just not to timestamp this video, but today is the day that the anime is released.
Perfect. I know what I'm watching after this.
Apparently, it's really good. Apparently, very good. This one. This is going to be the easy one, I think. Establish one more import hub. I think it's going to be easy. I think.
Could we, before you do that, I think it almost is certainly that. I agree. But could you check what the requirements for successful on the wheat planet would be?
The biomass.
A biomass input? Are we likely to make biomass anytime soon? We could, but are we likely to do it anytime soon? Because that's also going to need another person.
Yeah. I mean... Okay. Has to be this one. I mean...
Well, let's also think about import hubs, right? Because we're only going to be putting 2 things into that colony to the south. Arita's only currently taking 1 input.
Yeah, but this one will take... Oh, yeah, you're right. Sorry, yeah, you're right. This will only take 2. I was mentally thinking, oh, we'll just drag the goods down. But, of course, that's not how slipways work. And there's got to be another...
Those slippery ways.
There's got to be something else over here. I mean, look, what's the worst-case scenario? We divert some resources, maybe see if we can find an extra wheat production planet, throw it into this place.
No, what I'm saying is I think your previous play was correct. Can you collect or could you just quickly colonize the swamp planet that we intend to? And see if you could drag that to the northern primordial on the right. 23.
Big sad.
Dang it. Oh, it's so close.
Big sad.
Because if that person could have made biomass and then biomass just goes back in the other... Oh, no, but it can't because that would go over the line of the mineral.
Yeah. Okay, it's okay. I think we have a game plan here. At the end of the day, you know, we need to work with what we've been given. I think that we are more... Actually, maybe we are more likely to successful a wheat planet now that I think about it. Because we could just straight up biomass and then...
Yeah, and then we could just... Well, we can't biomass from one of those, right? Because, again, the mineral planet is going to be cutting that off. The mineral planet's connection to the Forge World to the south.
Doesn't have to be connected right now. It's... I know it sucks. Alternatively, we could scan up here, hope that we get a biomass production facility of some sort.
It also won't work there, because that same mineral planet wants to go to the Forge World.
It's true, but it doesn't have to be that specific mineral world. It could be...
We already have a plan that fulfills all of its inputs and outputs.
It's true. You're right.
I'd prefer to try and stick to that and see which of these we can do the fastest. Silthid, 100%. Yeah. Definitely.
Got it.
I think import hub is probably going to be slightly easier for us to do because both colonies could just take extra 1 of whatever their input is.
The game thinks that as well.
From anywhere.
I suspect, and that's why it's given us only 5 esteem. So there you go. I think that's a good decision. All right. Let's think about this. Let's get all of our stuff in order. So,
love it.
What's the? I'm just trying to think of what is the best way to do this without completely tanking the economy. I think it's getting... Is that actually okay? I think that's actually okay.
Yep.
8 income at the end of the year. That's 14. That's pretty good. This is the closed loop that you speak of, except it's not entirely closed because the mineral world is not going to be able to be supplied by a human, I don't think, at the moment, unless I'm...
Yeah, no, it can't be supplied by a human at the moment. For some reason, I was like, oh, yeah, that swamp thing that we just made is going to be fine at doing that.
Okay,
Oops.
let me hit you with a play right here. I do not think that our play is to colonize the goods factory at the moment. Because if we were to do it, it would be, I mean, whatever we do, we're not going to be able to afford a connection. Unless we want to take an asteroid. So, I think we should try and explore, maybe see if we can try and find a water source, because that would be our third input for the Remnant world, or we find a Forge world for the goods down here. That's my play. So I think this is all good scanning potential, in my opinion.
I like the one to the south. I think there might be a fort. No. There, yeah.
Yeah.
I really like this one because not only could it get us a Forge world for the good, but it could also just get us a mineral world for the Forge.
Yep, absolutely. Like that exact one, Rhapsody. You are... man, this is... I mean, that's fine. That's fine. Actually, that's also water.
Do we have the possibility of popping an output? That is water, but can I... Yeah, no. Exactly. If it could have connected to both of those, that would have been wild.
So that's 16. That's 16. Okay, it makes fundamentally zero difference what we do. If we do this route, then it gives us 3 scans for the rest of the year if we want to do that. If we don't, no sweat.
Yeah, we may want to save money for a little bit more production next year. But do we have any asteroids we can pop at all?
No,
to close that system before the end of the year.
Literally none. I mean, we could be able to. We could scan here. If we scan here, maybe we get an asteroid. That's a 5-banger, so there's a good chance that there's something valuable here.
You say that, but 3 of those are a low chance to have a planet. There's one to the south of that remnant that might be a 3-banger of a likely and 2 kind of likely.
I'm optimizing for trying to find an asteroid, I should say. Like, a low likelihood of being a planet is a good thing.
Well, I mean, I guess those asteroids might have actually still been too far from your planet, though.
Yeah, this one is like the one that it has to be, I think. Otherwise, it might just be too far. No, I think you're right. I don't think there's much chance.
I think if you want to scout it all, it's around there, because oh my god, that's water again.
That's good, but not within range. It's our mission, though. It's our mission.
What are the requirements on that Arctic colony again?
Biomass. Which is
that's way too hard.
Yeah. So we have water, colony.
What I'm trying to look at here is, can we set up a lab that studies water?
That's a great shout,
because we're gonna need a lab soon. Like maybe year 5. We're 3 years in. Yeah, we're a couple years down the line from making a lab, but we should start making plans towards it.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, I think we either straight up pop this, or we just straight up skip a year. It's entirely.
I'd skip a year.
All right. Then that is the only remaining thing that I think we really need to do. You know what? You know what's actually kind of frustrating?
We might only get one more thing.
It might be better for... Well, that is frustrating for sure. But it might be better for us to get a goods factory here. Purely because... Oh, that's completely fine. It might be better for us to get a goods factory. Mostly because we've got the luxury perk here. It does give us 18, which is better than the projected 16 that we would have got if we just did... Actually, no. What am I talking about? 21 is better than 18. Who'd have thunk it?
It's worse, and it requires us to put another planet into our system at the moment.
Yeah, you're right. Is this the planet that we pick up then? The water planet to finish the Silthid mission? And actually the Euphorian mission as well. Although it does leave us in a position where we basically have exactly 0 cash. So sad.
It does leave us in that position. But also, how are we getting a person into that water planet?
Oh, I haven't thought that far ahead yet. I left that one for you.
Ah, much appreciated. Very kind of you. That Arctic planet would be a really good place to try and generate the water, because it can then reach the mineral, and it can also reach the remnant. It does cut off that swamp world from getting a good, but are we going to be putting a good specifically in that swamp world with the adjacencies it has at the moment? I don't think so.
No.
Maybe we hang a bot, and then we just make 2 more connections.
No, but if you do want to study water here, then...
It's less about studying water, and it's actually about just like making successfuls, getting a bunch of trade income, and also finishing the Euphorian mission.
But here's the thing, right? Is this one connection will finish 2 missions.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that'll be that done.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we got one import, third import. That's it. That'll give us the additional production.
Yep.
We might actually need to get the export, but whatever. We'll deal with that later. So what I'm saying is that I think that you should double down on exactly what you were chatting about before. Water output, we save one of the water output here. I don't disagree about the floating robot, but then human down to here produces 2 more water. That gives us a lab with 2 water and 1 human immediately in the center right here. And then actually with options for a third.
Where's the 1 human? Because that human is going to go and make the water, right?
Okay, doesn't need to necessarily go and make the water. Could just go directly to the lab.
I actually do like this play, right? Because that ocean world then makes 2 water, and then 1 of that water goes to the other side. So, yeah, I like it. We're gonna have to find like colonies, hella colonies, to the south of that forebear ruin in the fog of war. Could you actually colonize both of those, or just each of those ocean planets in turn, and see how the fog of war reveals?
That's okay. That's actually not bad. It's not bad.
It's not awful.
That's a little bit less. What is that? 1 strong signal, 2 medium signals.
Okay.
I will say though, everyone is happy at the moment. So we've got a closed loop really early on, and that is frankly remarkable. Usually it's much later on that this actually happens. I think we skip here, by the way. I mean, it sucks, but like I think
I agree.
Okay. So that does complete the Euphorian mission. Happy days. Does still mean that we need to find a chip output. And where takes chips? Robot factories level 2. Is that it? Also, Forebear Ruin.
No. You just let's could we undo the colonization there? So I think the first thing this year has to be scanning that 5-banger off to the left that you saw prior, so that we know if we have any out. Yeah, okay, cool. That is a colony that will take take the chip.
It is, although it is not possible to provide that.
The chip from the Remnant world?
It's not possible to provide that without going into the next size of empire. It is possible to make this happen. Agree. Yeah. Happy days. That actually fulfills it. We don't even need the thawing facility, because of course we've got 3 people imports, because it's a 2-way trade. Imagine if we'd have taken
still do. We still do need the thawing facility, because we still need the extra microchip.
Well, we don't, because we had a hanging microchip as is.
But for the mission.
Oh yeah, for the mission. Oh yeah, I forgot about that little detail. You're right. You're well done. You passed the test, Rhapsody. Well done.
Thank you. I'm glad to have passed it here.
Where are these?
Look, I like the idea of that water lab down to the south, but the thing is, we can cut off that person from the swamp. We don't need that person from the swamp to be involved in it.
This one here, or this one here.
What? I was trying to signal on my screen. Yeah, the one in Hermes 6, 7 rather.
Okay, cool.
We don't necessarily need that one, and then we can just run the that one through to both. If you uncolonize the one that we just did, and then do the Arctic, so we're on 21 at the moment, and then connect it to each of those, our income goes from 21 to 26, and it's perfect for the next year. And we stay in this size of galaxy for another year.
It's good. But what does it actually accomplish? It gets us 5 extra income, but it costs us exactly $28 to get set up. Is that a price that we're willing to pay?
In the early game, in my opinion, a lot of what you're doing is trying to build your income such that you can do things later.
It just seems like a very, very large amount of expenditure for 5 extra income. I mean, it takes 6 years to pay for itself, that planet, basically.
Mm-hmm.
It's not bad. It's okay. It's fine. And it does introduce an element.
Especially if we Especially if we find another ore output that is like and may end up making a colony to the south on one of those ocean worlds. But if we find another ore output for that mineral, that pops successful as well, increasing its the mineral over to the right. Sorry, so the ocean world to the right.
Yeah.
That will pop successful as soon as that happens, which is even more trade income again.
Okay.
I like this play. It does leave that person hanging in the middle, which is definitely the worst part of it. We could make a lab that studies a single microchip.
I literally thought the exact same thing as you in pretty much tandem, to be honest. That was freaky.
That's the extra output, so that would pop successful. Then we would finish the next mission. We get 2 people off of unemployment. I don't hate it. It's only 2 science, but I don't hate it.
Can we? Oh, it's gonna have to be here. It's gonna be a little bit of a.
Yeah.
Oh, come on, really? Come on. Don't do me dirty like
this.
There's
got to be a pixel in there where you can get the 1 science this year at least.
Yeah, easy.
Nice.
Easy. Okay. It's just grim because like this is the lab. This is the microchip lab, and it's gonna cost us this much, and it's only gonna provide 2 research.
At the moment.
Yeah, well, sorry, until we get hyperlanes or infraspace mastery. Yeah, there are expansion opportunities for sure. I like it in terms of it gives us something to do with the space. It's good. It's just sad because it's not going anywhere.
It finishes the mission without us having to colonize another planet.
Yeah. It does. You're right, and it does mean that we can postpone expanding for another year. And look, we need to get it. The sooner we get it, the better we're gonna be, right? Like it's just straight up mathematics or something. Somebody once said.
Yeah.
All right, you want to mission it up?
I like it. Ooh.
If only we'd have gotten offered this mission before we made all of those 2-way trade routes. Okay, hear me out. I think this is legit. And this is legit for a couple of reasons. That's a 2-way trade. That's a 2-way trade right there. If this becomes a colony, that's also a 2-way trade. And I haven't thought further ahead than that, but that is immediately 2 out of 5 that are already sorted.
No, I agree with you fully. I think also the people producing planets becoming successful is pretty easy for us to do.
Oh, yeah. It's
like,
actually...
as soon as we...
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, yeah. Okay. I think that's...
Same page.
That's our 2 then, right? Okay. This is... Maybe we should... Counterpoint. Silthid actually give us research, as opposed to Dender just giving us options, which we've not really capitalized upon yet.
They do give us research. However, it's going to be so much harder for us to complete. Like, so much longer, rather, for us to complete that I think taking the Dender mission and just getting a new set of missions is going to be a more efficient way of trying to possibly...
I think you're right. I'm just sad because we don't have any research. I'm just sad. Yeah, all right. Let's do it.
It's okay. We got an income of 2 research a year.
Not yet. We have soon. Okay. I mean, I think this is okay. I mean, we got to skip again, but I mean that's unavoidable. That is a priority, I think.
Yes.
This will successful as soon as possible. Will successful literally. Literally as soon as we put the good in there. Yeah. Okay, so really the question is, do we want to establish this colony, if indeed that is the next action, or do we want to set up the Forge World here?
Well, let's trial setting up the Forge World. Can we even do that this year? Because I don't think we'll be able to connect it. Oh, but there are other things over there. Hang on, maybe.
There's 1 roid. In fact, we have exactly enough.
Literally exact.
Okay.
So we did increase in size of galaxy, which is the big reason that we just lost a lot of income there. But we just went from like 21 to 15. For an increase in galaxy size, going 21 to 15,
it's not
that bad.
Yeah. The counterpoint to this is if we do colonize this place, then a 4-bear ruin is almost a guaranteed expansion. In fact, I would actually say it's probably a better first connection than even getting the ore up and running. And it's just how heavily we place faith in Forebear Ruins, I guess.
Feel free to undo 2 times. I want to see if we can get that ocean colony as well as either of those connections.
Yeah, easy.
So we can't afford that connection. Could we afford the other? So what would that change our income to? So 12 to 18.
That's actually better? How is that better?
Mm-hmm.
Is it because the upkeep cost of running a Forge World is so high? What is the upkeep cost? It's 2 upkeep for...
Upkeep cost is 2.
2 upkeep cost. What's the colony? Upkeep cost is only 1. I guess that explains why it is. And I guess, of course, because it's a colony, you're trading with a colony, you're actually making more money, I guess? That's twisted. How on earth does that work? I feel like we should be absolutely rolling in cash.
So do I. So do I, but we've got time. I like this configuration more because it's literally 50% more income going from 12 to 18.
You know what?
Right? I like this configuration for this year more than I like.
You know what the ultimate play is? The ultimate play is unwinding this, hoping.
Oh.
I mean, that is exactly.
Yeah, you are 100% right. I love it.
All right. Okay. I mean, this is what it all hinges on. If it's something good here, then we can, remake that science connection over there. If it's not, then rip, we're missing out on a science.
Goods. Okay, so it's already connected to a colony.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, there's a colony up to the top and left, is there not? No, there's not.
Well, there could be a colony here. There could be a colony there. Goods are goods.
Goods are really good as well because of the Euphorian.
Look at that. That
Turn people into happiness isn't great.
But look at that 8 research. Like that's xenotourism, dude. Like that's xenotourism next turn. Now we do need to successful this colony, which does mean that we are gonna have to, get this set up. But I don't know. There are options here. I actually think that the goods might be the worst option entirely.
I don't know if I agree they're the worst option entirely, but I can agree that regardless of what we're doing here, we're waiting a while, right?
Yeah.
We're either waiting until we finish Dender, or we're waiting until we have the ability to output the goods. We're not going for income from that.
Yeah. All right. Skippity skip, I think. And then we'll see what happens. Okay. So now, do we have enough to make this connection happen? We have exactly enough to make this connection happen. That completes...
Needs another person output. That would have to go into the lab.
Of course. Man, that's frustrating.
Could you check our higher level text, please?
Yeah. We haven't even looked at the higher level stuff. Okay, what do we got? Flexible...
Exactly.
Fabrication. Actually, flexible fabrication is pretty pog because it means that can be connected and that will actually be supplied with a good. But it would need to have a microchip, and that's another... In fact, no.
Well, it doesn't need to have a microchip. It just immediately does it.
Okay, so that's pretty good. Integrated manufacturing.
Requires all needs to be met, but its base needs are met.
Integrated manufacturing. We could also supply microchip to here via integrated manufacturing as well. I don't love it, but it's an option.
I don't dislike it.
I mean, there's not a huge selection of great techs in level 2.
We get more level 2 techs as we research our level 1 techs. What are the level 4s? Level 3, sorry.
Level 3's nano fabrication. Turn it into a Forge World.
Yeah.
Ubiquitous network and ascension. Ascension gates.
For those who tire of this plane of existence. Hey, that's 30% cheaper. Oh, no, wait, it's not. We went with happiness.
Yeah, it's not.
So we need to study at least some Dender things. Hey, we can remove the wheat requirement of that colony, actually, using the Dender tech that we were planning on getting in the first.
Oh, that's a good idea. I think we're still on
Soylent Foodstuffs, I believe it was.
We're still on xenotourism, aren't we? Hold up.
Yep.
Is there... Oh, I was thinking this could be a Xeno world, and then... Actually...
It can be.
It can be a Xeno world, because it needs chips, it needs people from new colony over here that is going to Maybe Soylent Foodstuffs is actually legit, because that means that we don't have to worry about wheat from here or wheat from here.
Hey, actually, another thing. Could you see if we can bypass that? I don't think we can bypass that forebear room between the two ocean worlds.
No.
But could it?
No, I checked.
Okay. Could the mineral world in the other direction, could that connect just under? Dang. Yeah, because if it could have, then that later tech that makes minerals no, but the mineral also making the chip would go to the north immediately. Right.
You mean
that's
integrated.
Okay? That's too long of a play. Yeah, that would be the integrated manufacturing there.
So
I do think you're right. I think that is our Xeno tourist ability. I guess maybe that means we're scouting more to the south.
I mean, how does that? I mean, look, we have to take goods here, right? Like we have to take goods here.
But we
don't
need to click it yet because it does nothing yet.
Agree.
Okay. Cool.
And it also means that
I think we got a good base.
We are 2 years away from making that happen.
Yeah, but we're 2 years away from a lot of things at the moment, including having money.
So what? Like we do a little skatey skate down here.
I like it.
I don't like that. That is sad. God, the asteroids. We popped. In fact, we popped exactly 0 asteroids on this play. Do we maybe?
I'm not against it.
That's a 4-banger right there. That's got to be at least one good asteroid, right? That's gonna pay for itself, probably.
The asteroids being good, like it would, like they're still too far from us. We would have to be colonizing out in that direction for them to be good asteroids. But
yeah,
I kind of just want them to be anything.
I tell you what, that tech
Show me. Oh! What is unlikely to be a planet? My butt!
Do you like anything here? I mean, I don't
I don't like it.
I don't like
it.
it.
Don't hate it. What levels up monoculture farm? Is it taking more biomass?
It's taking water.
Water. Okay.
We just skipped, to be honest.
I think you're right, but I have a lot of worries about our income.
Is there anything that we could do that would increase our income further?
Not this year, because it would be the goods to the north and then connecting it down to that ocean world. Yeah, and then having it go successful. Sorry, not the ocean world. The jungle-like colony that we have. Earth-like colony. Sorry.
Yeah.
Top left, the first one. Yeah. Because that will pop successful, and it also gets the Euphorian bonus as well, and it also finishes the Dender tech. It's like it pops a bunch of stuff for us.
There's options here.
There's options there. It's just none of those connect back to the original set yet.
Actually, you know what? I'm gonna pitch something. I think we should skip 2 years. In fact, maybe even 3. And the reason that I think we should do that, we need 8 tech. We need 8 tech for Xenotourism anyway. Xenotourism costs, like, I think it's 20 to establish a colony. It's a lot, actually. So it's going to be more than we really anticipate. It's more than the normal colony cost, for sure.
I mean, once we skip 2 years, we can look at what it costs, right? I agree with 2. Definitely agree with 2.
All right. Let's have a little look. 10. Okay, it's only 10.
Yeah.
So this gives us... This is 3 out of 4. This is 3 out of 4 requirements that we're going to be able to fulfill right now. But we need robots here as well.
We need robots there eventually. We can get robots there eventually. We can figure some way to conjure them out of existence. What we really need to do is find a person to put in there. Because if a person doesn't go in there, it don't start.
I was thinking.
Yeah, but if that's getting the microchip, then where's the microchip for the the colony? Sorry, the tourist resort.
It doesn't need to necessarily get a microchip right now. Just leave it hanging.
Sure, that's 2 of its different requirements we're leaving hanging at the same time. That's a lot.
This is promising, actually. I will say that looks pretty promising.
Probably going to be a second second tourism world? Could you actually recolonize the one that we spoke about? That one. Check the bottom left of that. Can we get a 4-banger there?
5-banger.
5-banger. Ooh. Okay. Yeah. I think we're doing those two actions. I think.
Yeah. We're colonizing then scanning.
Well, yeah, because we have to colonize to scan.
That's I know.
Those
I'm just saying that's a risky maneuver.
No, I think we are confirmed that is going to be a tourist resort, right?
Okay. Just better hope that there's a couple of planets.
That works.
It's good enough. It's good enough. It is good enough. Okay. What does that take our income to? From 14 to 21.
21.
That's very good.
And then the forebear.
28.
28. And then the chip.
32.
Actually, oh yeah, the chip is 32. And that's the end of the year as well.
Yeah, that doesn't hit us on level 4 yet, but it's close.
It doesn't hit prosperous, but it does get 2 more trades off, and those are the trades that are giving us the +2 on each part.
I agree. I think this is the best. The best it could be. It's very good. Very, very good.
Ooh, actually, that Arctic world, if that made wheat, that could try and go to both of our colonies. Oh my god! And actually, the forebear ruin. Oh no, wait, that good's already going to the ocean world. Never mind.
No. There's a second good.
We should fix up that ocean world. Yeah, but that good's going to the ocean world.
Yeah.
Is the other one forest?
Yeah.
I was thinking whether or not we could take it down to the arid afterwards, but I think the next thing we need to do is get that ocean worlds sorted. Get wheat in there somehow.
Do we want to actually straight up pop these 2 asteroids this year? I mean, we can pop 1 this year. And this is not going to connect to anything else.
What would we do with the 12? That is true. That's not going to connect to anything else. That's a good idea.
Just time more than anything.
I wouldn't pop the second one because we are likely to colonize a bunch of stuff around that area.
God, these asteroids are trash, dude. Like, they're all within range of 1. I feel like we've really been given a rough asteroid journey here.
More like trash-teroid.
Trash-teroid, am I right? LeMayo.
Yeah. Epic.
Epic Lamau. Okay, is that the connection? Then that's the connection.
I don't think that's the one that we want to do. I think we undo that 2 times because it is a lot of income, but that is 2 resources up there that we have to get, and it will fund the other colony as well, which is nice. But suddenly we need water, we need biomass, and we need bots up there. That's a lot. The primordial over on the right can connect to that ocean world, and it only hangs a biomass. And in fact, we could even get that biomass from the jungle world to the south by funding the extra person out. Oh, wait, that doesn't... Oh, it's bots that do that there.
What about... This is what I was kind of thinking. This is what I was kind of thinking a little while ago. Another tourist resort.
Love it.
Let me just roll with it for a microsecond here. That's a bad asteroid to pop, actually. Let's pop this one, because we're less likely to explore out here than we are to explore around the tourist resort, if we end up going down this vein. That takes us to, like, Omega Prosper territory.
So I do like it. If you undo such that we don't even... Oh, no, wait, because that has to connect... We have to get the weed in for that to actually be available. You know what? Reconnect that. I love it. No notes.
It doesn't. It straight up doesn't. You're right. You're straight up right. It actually doesn't.
Oh.
Yeah.
Nice.
You're straight up right. What else was I doing here? Oh, it does mean that it doesn't successful, so we don't complete the mission. But that's by the by. It's not super essential at the moment. We do need to think about completing missions, though, actually.
Mm-hmm.
And
could you scan to the bottom left? Get some juicy bangers in there. That's no, that's not going to be a 5, unfortunately. That one out there, can that be a 3 or a 4 even? Ooh.
Oh my. No, I don't believe it.
No, you're right.
God. Okay, so that's a. Okay, this is just the inconvenient planet, I think.
Yeah, you're right.
Okay, we'll do...
I like getting the 3... Yeah, there.
Yeah, we'll do that one. Wow.
Oh!
Dude, what is this galaxy?
Someone's already colonized this galaxy. This one is used.
Yeah. Okay, that maybe, I guess, is the best. I hate it, but it's the highest signal percentage chance planets, I guess.
Yeah, go for it. All right, that's going to be hanging on happiness for a while. We'll deal with that later.
It's not actually. If we get Soylent Foodstuffs, which we are... Okay, sorry, it's at least 5 years away.
Yeah.
But I mean, water here...
That would ultimately be part of the plan, definitely.
I mean, if we're going to do it, we might as well do it now. If it gives us money. Which it doesn't. So, ignore.
We have 10, and we've got half of the year left.
We've got a lot of asteroids within range. A lot of one-bangers, anyway. One, two, three. Maybe here?
Yeah, give us a scout around there.
It's a 4.
That's good.
That's a 5. That's better,
That's
right?
even better.
Yeah. Not the ruin, not the Forge World that we needed, but it's
Forge
okay.
Worlds we deserved.
Yeah, I was gonna try and make a play on that, but I thought, we've been given a rough ride here. I think this is the play.
That's true. Yeah, do it.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Well, we can't colonize that anyway, so that asteroid's free for the popping. I guess unless we're getting that ocean world, but are we gonna colonize that right now?
Here's the reason for doing that. Wheat here, supply a colony here, another tourist resort here.
Oh my god. So 2 resorts next to each other, but they cut off lines from one another with their slipways.
They don't need to be great.
Maybe they don't even need to be successful.
Right? Exactly. Like, it's better if they are, but they're still making money. Like, I mean, it's free real estate at the moment.
That is free real estate.
It would be great if we could get them goods, because if they're supplied by goods, that's 25% extra, and that means that they are big money. Big money.
I don't dislike that idea. In fact, I will go so far as to say I like that idea.
Okay. All right.
That will set up you to describe prior.
We're probably not gonna take this mineral planet.
Unlikely.
Yeah.
At least unlikely in the near
Probably
future.
gonna take this at some point, right?
But I think we prefer the month because we're about to try and get our income to go nuts, right? So the income for a small amount matters more now than it does later.
This
that one
we're definitely gonna take. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, we'll take it later.
All right, and then skippity skip, and then we go on a whole bunch of tourist resort creation, right? So Hive Worlds, tourist resort connection. Is that even necessary at this moment in time? I'm not even sure if it is.
It isn't, but if in the top right there's a 4-banger there, if that had anything that made biomass, that would be good because then we don't have to use the fabrication project.
Counterplay.
Sorry?
Counterplay, if there's a Forge World up here, then we are incentivized to put our tourist resort right here and the colony here instead. In fact, maybe that's even better to do because we can get a Mineral World 2-way connection up and running.
Sure, but we can't colonize, or we can't scan all of that unless we colonize that first.
You're absolutely right. So how confident are you that there's going to be something good up here? It's a 4-banger.
See, it's either going to be a Forge World or a Remnant World, which would be good, or it's going to be anything that would make biomass, which would be good for the other play, right? Do we think it's more likely that we're going to be finding a Forge World or a Remnant World there, or that we find something that makes biomass?
Yeah, you make the call. I insist. What's happening here? Look, there's no... My logic is that there is no chance. I mean, there is a chance that this is a Forge World,
yes.
But, I mean, there's basically no chance that there's a Forge World down here. There is a chance that there's a Forge World up here. If there is, then we supply this tourist resort with one freaking good, And that's at least semi-poppin'. That's technical term. And plus we get the two-way trade.
Make it a resort. Make it a resort. Make the bangers. Do it. Big place. Big place.
Okay, so that's a 4-banger.
Sorry, I'm just tunnel visioning on this a little bit.
It's just that. God darn. Okay, all right. It's okay. It's okay. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It does look.
Yeah, it's true.
It's biomass.
Look, it still doesn't cut us off from doing what I was going to do previous, which is although it kind of does, right? Because if the Earth was the tourists, we'd be able to send the person to the other primordial. But you can use the primordial in the middle of everything to make wheat, and then that can fund both those colonies if it gets biomass as well. And then that would just be person makes biomass.
That was
across, and then that connects.
That was empire
46,
size.
It's gonna be rough. But we're on 46 at the moment. Connect that, and then also connect the output of the wheat.
It's actually no
46 to 44, and we've gone to the next size, and we finished the mission.
Yeah, I think that's good. I mean, look, I still think that the tourist worlds are worth it. I legitimately think that they're great. So I'm not too.
It's a great asteroid too.
Yeah, it's a really good asteroid as well. I'm not too displeased with that at all. We do have Soylent Foodstuffs coming online soon, but I mean, even that, I think you're right. This play is better because it means that we don't have to worry about the upkeep cost of the Soylent Foodstuff nonsense, which is gonna impact things.
We may not even need to take Soylent Foodstuffs, and if we don't need to take that, maybe there's something better we can take.
Maybe
machine interfacing is going to be a lot of money.
There's no late game project
yet. As
also,
we research the level 2 text, we'll unlock level 3 text as well.
We also need to think about two-way trades. Like, two-way trades are now holding us back.
We just got one. That was a good point well made.
We did get one there. Maybe
let's look at things like planets that we have discovered that are adjacent to our current system and see if any of those produce a two-way trade for us. So, no, that doesn't produce any two-way trades. Does that?
No. But it will under some circumstances if it connects up here, for example. But
I don't think it has the range.
No, me neither.
She hasn't got the range, darling. She hasn't got the range.
That also won't. This will, but we've used it all up, and to be honest, I'm not enthused about this side of the galaxy anymore.
Agreed. So good requirements on a two-way trade are a lot of the times a colony next to a primordial. That comes to mind.
Yep.
A colony next to a mineral, which we've exploited a fair few times so far. Remnant worlds are a really good source of them as well.
Yep.
Any remnant world near any colony, but we've seen so few remnant worlds so far.
Literally one.
Like one.
Yeah.
I think you're right. I think we just need to keep scouting and find better options.
So either
up near the very north of our galaxy, the north right, there's those two primordial worlds near one another. That's a lot of possibility for us. In terms of two-way trades. But yeah, unfortunately we can't colonize and then scan. Or maybe we can. I don't know. Maybe the previous one didn't work out too well for us, but that's just because this one was going to work out so well. I think that 3-banger right there is pretty good though. The one you just identified prior, because otherwise we're not going to get that one near the center.
Yeah.
So the one that's closest to our primordial.
This one here. Yeah, okay.
Otherwise we're just not scanning that.
I agree. That's
baby.
That's actually that's really good. Okay, so this is two-way trades actually if we want to get biomass. It's not ideal obviously, but biomass from these two primordial worlds, it's definitely an option. I think this is definitely a colony, to be honest. And even this could be another tourist resort.
It could theoretically. I will say we could get two-way trades out of that, but we could also get just one two-way trade and make it a closed system. Person makes biomass makes wheat makes people.
Person makes biomass. Yeah, we could. We absolutely could.
But maybe
It's
we
good.
don't need to do that, right? Because the reason I want to do that is because of income. But our income's pretty good right now, and it's only getting better if we continue setting up and
Gonna get
doing
better.
these tourists.
I mean, this is gonna get this sort of like might be this tourist resort here is gonna get a connection from Robit World. It's also probably gonna get integrated manufacturing if that's the flexible fabrication if that's the way that we go down. So it'll get goods and robots.
So it would just be hanging a chip. But is chip the second requirement for it or the third requirement for it? Yeah, that's the level 2 techs doing all of those things, right?
It's level 3. It's level 3 along with the robot. But
okay,
as long as you supply the robot, I mean, like we're doing. Where is it? Yeah, like we're doing over here. Like you don't get the level 4 bonus quite yet, but at least we're on level 3 and we're still making like a hella change from the income of the good.
It's just it won't accept the robot until the good is in.
Yeah, you're right. No, you're absolutely right. But I was kind of thinking that, I mean, yeah, it's going to be a long time before we get this set up. We need another lab, actually. You know what? Great point, Raps. We need another lab.
Yeah,
we really do.
I was actually about to make that point, so he kind of did just pluck it out of my head and go, you know what? That's a good point.
Yeah.
Hey, there's if we want to pass through this year before we do anything else, there is that asteroid there that we just are going to pop. There's 2 of them that we're just going to pop.
There is another planet right there. What are the chances that this is actually semi-decent? How confident are you? Out of 10.
I mean, look, let's just pop the other asteroid that we already have that we're not going to do anything else with. And then if we were to scan to see whether or not that's a planet, it would take us into the new year anyway. So we can deal with that at the time.
Let's scan. Let's freaking go. Okay. Now we know. Now we know.
We'll leave that asteroid to pop whenever we want to.
Okay. So, what's the play? What's the order of operations here, do you think?
I think we do go with the one that only trades 1. Let's set up each system.
Okay. 2-way.
Mm-hmm. 2-way?
2-way.
Right. And then the primordial to the north would be for wheat from biomass. And then that goes down.
It takes a whole year. Is that okay?
Takes a whole year to do.
I think that's okay. I'm just not ecstatic about that. Maybe we actually prioritize the lab first. Somewhere.
Yeah. Let's start thinking about the possibility of a lab.
There's something here, right? I don't know what there is, but there is something here.
Can you drag from the ocean world that you're kind of clone? Yeah. Can you drag as far down and in between the desert and the other ocean world as you can?
We can make it all the way.
So the other ocean world. The one that we have in our system at the moment. Yeah.
Yeah.
So how far can that go?
I'm just sort of thinking. Sorry. This can go literally right next door.
Okay, so it can't get that ore from the other.
No.
That also cuts off our ability to import anything like extra goods, possibly later on, into the.
That's okay.
Sanderson.
I'm not bothered about that. The combination that I'm immediately seeing is water. I know that we've discussed it already, but like water here, robots there would actually sort out half of this supply issue, kinda, and still be studyable. Plus, it would allow us to colonize an asteroid.
Oh, right. So you mean we would be researching water by making both of those?
Correct. In the middle here. In fact, if you're feeling lucky, punk, that's a 3-banger.
I am, but we don't need to take that Arctic before we do that scan.
You're absolutely right.
I think we do that Earth world. Yeah, definitely.
Or maybe.
Because that can just connect to the ocean world to the north. I love it. I love it. Don't get me wrong. I love it. But
no, I know. There is no rational reason to do that. I think this is the play for sure.
Except for the fact that it swags on him pretty hard.
Okay. So that's fine. But we don't actually need to make that connection right now. We can make that connection later if we need to. Okay. This one or this one? Top or bottom?
The one that's on the inside, because otherwise we have to spend a scan on that later just to get it.
Okay.
By itself, you know? Ooh.
That makes Very little difference to anything, actually.
Does it? Does it make a very little difference? Because that could be a breeding program.
Yeah.
That makes biomass. Unfortunately, we will need more people again. Oh, actually, no, because the person can come from the arid off to the right, right? And then that Arctic.
Yep.
Can use the biomass to or
what about it?
Or that could be another colony, and then that's part more of the research team.
Yeah.
Right, and that's a two-way trade as well.
Oh,
because the
I
swamp
like that.
is people, and yeah.
Okay, I also don't like that now, but I like it. I like it later for sure.
Perfect. And then we've got 2 people and 2 biomass already going into that. And we have a lot of excess people and excess biomass being made around there as well, which we have the ability to utilize in other fashions.
Okay. Can I get this connected now? Yes. Good. Okay, I think that's optimal. We kind of tank our income for a very temporary amount of time, but I think that's okay, right? We'll get it back from an asteroid.
I agree, right? Our income, like, we tanked one income to increase a different income.
Yeah, absolutely. And then this gets popped. It doesn't actually need to get popped right now. If there's anything else that we want to do. Hit me.
We can take any of the level 1 techs at the moment, so let's have a look at the level 1 techs. Right? Are we going brain-machine interface? Are we going Soylent Foodstuffs? Because Soylent Foodstuffs would instantly solve the Arctic world that we just created, and it would half solve the arid world over the other side.
How much?
However,
how much does it cost?
Sorry.
$20. $20 to implement.
No upkeep. However, if we did manage to find some way to generate wheat over there, it has 2 export routes. So I guess whether or not we take Soylent Foodstuffs should probably determine itself based on, can we get wheat to those 2 planets? I don't think we can.
Brain-machine interface is cheaper. It costs 10. And it will presumably...
Pop it on that and show us what we do.
19.
That's +4 income.
That's actually massive.
It's giant.
What?
Can't afford it.
But we can do it. We can put it on... This is the tourist resort.
Oh, did that get fixed? Oh, we have to do that. How are we getting the wheat to the other 2 planets, though? We're gonna need to find a solution to that at some point.
You're right. You're right. Slipstream relays at some point, I guess, maybe, potentially. Also could scan down here. Maybe we get a primordial. Maybe this is a primordial that fixes literally all of our problems.
That's kind of what I want to see.
Okay. I mean, have I rewinded time to a sufficient degree that we can press on? Also, we must be able to finish this mission kind of soon. Like, we got to be within spitting distance of getting this.
Yep.
Getting this donezo. Okay, let's scan this. Primordial. Oh god, it's just never lucky. This is
could
never.
I ask you to just
never getting wheat?
Yeah, we'll figure out some solution to that with a higher text later on, I have to imagine.
Agree.
Could you show me over to the right, there is an ocean world and there's our next Taurus world. So the ocean world, could that just send up to the Taurus world that it's not connected to? Can we see if that would affect our income?
Yes.
+4.
That's remarkable, and honestly should have been done earlier. That's a massive oversight on my part.
No, it's fine, because it could have a downside if we continue to explore to the south of that ocean world and there was something that a person wanted to work.
That's very true.
But I think we're okay.
I like this, actually. This is really good. Our income is very positive. We have 5 more planets before we hit the next level. The other thing...
I think we can sit on 6 research for a little bit of time here.
I agree, actually. I agree. I think brain-machine interface is what we're after, though. Like, I straight up think that that's, what we take.
The fact that it now works on tourists is it sells it to me.
It's the big one. Le big cheese.
If we popped a asteroid, I think we would be able to put down 2 interfaces right now.
I think you're absolutely correct. So... Can't do that. Not advanced enough. We literally have 2 planets that can take it. well, 2 planets that would be optimal to take it. This one here for 4.
Yep.
This one here. Wait, what? That didn't actually change it. That didn't actually change our production. Did that change our income? It did not. It's not been fixed.
Well, okay, no, wait. It's been fixed so that projects can be put there. However, the project improves trade income, not the production of the planet, right?
Ooh.
Look at other planets that we're affecting at the moment.
That's a good point.
Like, look at the ocean planet that we're affecting with it. Yeah, its trade income is 19.
Ah, good spot, good spot, good spot.
So maybe that means machine interfacing is double dipping on what we're already good at. We're already good at making money. And maybe that swings us back in the direction of the Soylent food processors again.
You know what? It's just easier, isn't it? It does mean that we're going to really... Well, you know, it doesn't solve this problem. We need water over here somehow, and we just don't have any way of getting this. So this colony is going to be unhappy for a long time. It will fix this colony.
It'll fix that colony, but also water is much easier to get than multiple sources of wheat.
Yeah. I mean, that can become a... That will connect once that asteroid is removed. So that could be a wetland farm there for wheat. I don't love it, but it does sort out the wheat. I don't know. Some food stuff is just... It just seems very, very expensive and very, very slow for the limited time
It feels
frame.
expensive, but we are going to be setting up more colonies as we continue to expand, right?
Mm-hmm.
Wouldn't it be nice to never have to make wheat again?
Yeah, you're right. You're right. All right, let's leave it. Let's freaking go for it, eh?
I think so. You're right. Let's have a look at these.
Yeah.
Integrated manufacturing is the one that we saw prior, if I recall correctly. Self-sustaining ecosystems. Flip through, really.
What is it? Flexible fabrication is a yes. That's a for sure yes.
100p.
100p. Okay. I think we pop this asteroid if we can, and then start setting up your system, which will give us the second two-way trade that we're after. I'm kind of leaning in the direction of maybe we just get double breeding programs so that we can, double bacteria breeding so that we can just get those two-way trades done. It's not exactly optimal, but
I think that causes a lot of problems.
All right,
like,
well,
a lot of problems.
Can at least pop this. So what do you want to set up?
Let's at least one should be the Soylent food on the planet that needs it right now. Because we only have 2 months, right? We're gonna, as soon as we colonize something, we're going to the new year.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
Would that change anything? No, it just costs us 20 to do nothing. We don't need to do that one yet. This one, yes.
It gives us 2. That's going to take 10 years to repay. I mean, obviously, it does reduce the unhappiness by a tiny little smidgen. But to be honest, if we're not in a dire happiness place, I don't think there's any reason that we should do that right now. Like, we can do it at some point, but we're not going to be getting a good there, so, you know, there's no...
Yeah, let's do that when we can utilize the person from it.
Yeah. Maybe a scan,
But
actually?
having that, like... Yeah, I could totally go with scans. Just more information seems like it's super useful for us right now. But it does give us the ability to, at the end of the game, know that we can remove the -8 happiness that both of those are eventually going to be.
Yeah, exactly. What about... Okay, no, we don't have enough to colonize and scan. I was thinking that was what we could do. Where are you thinking, Raps? What's the best, most optimal scanning location right now? Maybe these two?
Those, yes.
Okay, that's a Forge World. So that's where it's been hiding this whole darn time.
It's good to see you. I really don't want to do the double primordial.
I don't either.
Bacteria bonus trade.
I don't either, but like I'm thinking what else we could really do. I mean, maybe this is an ocean world down here. If this is an ocean world down here, then we're sorted. You want to go for a scan if you're feeling lucky, punk?
No, I mean, we were in the new year. I think we set up the system.
You want to go for the system setup? All right.
Well, hang on.
Hang on.
Because we agree that one of them has to be biomass creation, right?
Yeah.
If you make that northern one biomass creation and then scout around it, that's always staying there. We're happy with that. You could do the 3-bang to the north and then yeah. Jungle, okay.
Okay. That is a microchip. Kinda. Yeah, so that's a microchip trade.
There's no remnant.
There's no remnant world, so it doesn't matter. Water into people. People don't go into anything.
People into biomass. Can that connect to the Arctic? Can the Arctic connect to the current primordial?
You're
No. People into biomass from the biomass that we currently have.
Yeah?
No. Well, I mean, that's one trade, but I mean that funding the other Arctic that you just discovered.
This one here. Oh.
Yes.
No.
Could you drag?
Le sad. Le big sad.
That is.
Le biggest.
Le big sad.
Le biggest sad, actually. Oh, that's so frustrating.
Can we get one more scan to the south of the Arctic that you just discovered? Is there like a 2-banger, 3-banger maybe even? Primordial. That solves it.
That would be it. Except not right now. Anything we can take. Actually, that's super good for a whole variety of reasons.
Oh my god. That's our final 2-way connection, the one you just tracked.
Oh yeah, that's it. Who'da thunk it? We don't even need to colonize that one. Oh, lovely.
All right, yeah. We'll wait until the next year before we colonize another planet and finish out that system.
Let's mission it up.
Yeah.
All right. 2 more people planets to successful. I think that's what we should be able to easily do. In fact.
Yes, agreed.
We have one just waiting to be popped over here, actually. Also,
could we have a look at our high-level text and see if any of those are Euphorian? Because if it is, maybe we want to push a little harder in that direction. So flexible fabrication, that's one we're guaranteed to want to take. Saving 20% of our science on that is saving just... I don't know if it rounds up or rounds down. It's either 4 or 5 that we're saving.
Sorry, I'm just... It's a shame, actually. Another biomass lab in here would be... Because we got loads of biomass in this vicinity. It's such a shame.
Mm-hmm.
We've already got a biomass lab.
It's okay. We're not going to be making too much excess biomass because that biomass at the top is going to be going down to make wheat that goes into the Arctic.
It's true.
And the other biomass that we can see is actually inputs, not outputs.
Yeah.
That would be a nice connection, but it makes excess wheat that we don't need anything for, whereas we do need the wheat to the biomass at the south.
Yep, absolutely. Sorry, okay, so flexible fabrication is a yay. That's what we're taking for sure. We'll get that in
100%.
2 years. Man, our research sucks. We need to... Can we pog that up in any way?
God, wait, do we have 9 years left?
Yeah.
Right, we're in 16, it's 25.
Yeah, 2 years of that is going on flexible fabrication. I mean...
Yeah, maybe we do need more science.
I think we do. I mean, it's this science lab which is just underperforming that is the problem. It's not a problem. It's good that we got it, but it would be better if it was better.
That's true, but it got us to the ability to do the rest of the stuff that we're doing. So the value of it is not correctly represented by the 2 light bulbs next to it right now.
You're not wrong. But I mean, the fact remains that our science is
Good point, well made.
Underwhelming. I mean,
hey, could you show me that Earth-like in the middle? We're still going with a tourist resort there, right?
We don't have to. I mean, it could easily be a colony and a hive world. And I was actually just thinking, mineral, 2 mineral, 2 human.
Gets its wheat from the primordial to the north that we're setting up. It's just, what? Yeah, it's... Oof.
It's actually okay. It doesn't cut anything off, actually. It's fine.
It doesn't cut anything off. We can make a 1 people 2 ore lab there quite easily, but Is that good? Oh wait, actually, no,
It's
that's not a,
it's better than nothing.
not a ore planet.
Another option down here, we could scan here, maybe see if we can find something that works. What's there? Because I was thinking Remnant World. No, that can't go in there. That's a shame. Because that could have been a goods connection.
Could have been beautiful.
I think it's got to be. I think it's got to be ore, unless because we don't have any water floating. We have one water production facility, and even that's a little bit tenuous, to be honest.
I have 2 water production facilities, and there's a water floating near the south, but I still think you're right.
Yeah, yeah.
Just because its adjacencies suck.
Yeah, I think it has to be ore, and to be honest, if it has to be ore, then it has to be in this vicinity. But it's only 2, isn't it? My lordy, that's bad. Can maybe we think about it differently? Mechanized harvest as supplied by Robit World here. That would give us water. Is there any other way that we can get water? There's a thawing facility over there. Alternatively, here's an idea. Wheat comes from this monoculture farm here. Could get water from Peeps here. In addition to the thawing facility or the mechanized harvest over yonder. Or even... Okay.
That's, again, a plan to study 2 water.
Big brain. The biggest freaking brain. Science lab in the middle here. Robots here, robots here. We're getting flexible fabrication anyway. That's the goods for this facility anyway.
You solved it. You solved it.
That's it.
I love it.
That's
no
the one.
notes.
That's the one. Now...
So instead, let's go back to the original plan of that primordial in the center there becomes the monoculture farm. Although we may want to either colonize... Yeah. We may want to just get a asteroid or skip a year.
Yeah.
That asteroid's not too bad of an idea.
Yeah. We don't have it yet. It's fine. Okay. Let's get the lab down. Let's get the lab down. I mean, if time is of the essence, then...
Yeah, I guess that's right.
And then this here, that there, this here, that there. It's purely because of timing that I'm aware of.
You're right. That was
Forge
perfect
World.
timing. I would have prioritized that incorrectly.
Okay, so this is fine. That leaves us a ore hanging, but there's got to be ore up here. Like, I simply refuse to believe that this close to the black hole, there's not some really juicy stuff.
Yeah, you're 100% right.
That didn't actually impact our missions. We should have taken missions, but that's okay.
Undo all of it before we do the missions. Oh wait, no. That didn't affect our. That doesn't affect any of the missions, right? Because it was 2-way trades. Not doing any 2-way trades. Yeah.
Yeah, I literally
recommit.
Don't think it does.
You're right.
Okay, let's have a little look. Human planets are successful.
Planets are successful.
Yeah. I think this is actually.
Think we can do that.
You know what? I don't, but
do you
also
think we can?
It's kind of our win condition. Like, that's the thing, right? Like, it's our Aphorian tech is our win condition, isn't it? Like, it's Ascension's
Dender, ubiquitous network. Oh, ubiquitous.
Well, no, it's not actually. It's not.
Yeah, we're kind of escaping in money already. Well, I say we're escaping in money. Our income is garbage at the moment.
Yeah.
As soon as we colonize one more thing, it's getting a lot worse.
That's a great point, and it is about to get a lot worse because... that's not great. It's not great.
It's fine.
It's not great. What do you think, then?
I think it is the people producing planets are successful. I think it probably is the microchips.
We have a remnant world. There is a remnant world that is thus unexploited down here.
We do, but it doesn't. There's nowhere near it that takes microchips.
I'm aware.
And it also can't feed into a lab.
It's
because
just
we already have a microchip lab.
It is also the only planet that we know of that is capable of producing microchips. It is.
You know what? I think we have to take the 2-way trades.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think it's a process of elimination here.
Yeah. All right. There we go. Okay.
One thing you could do to fix our income with money would be fixing the colony down to the south that we previously said we weren't going to fix for a while. That one. So it costs 20, but it gives us 3 income back. We have a lot of current money. We have no income.
Yeah, I just wonder, would it be
better? It does
better...
take 7 turns to pay itself off.
Yeah.
Are we about to go into losing money? Do it. I want to see. Yeah, losing by 9, but connected in?
Yeah, that's still
Positive 3.
Barely. God, that's awful, actually.
It's okay. It's okay. We can find things to do here, because that,
Hold up.
as soon as we get flexible fabric... Oh, no! Oh, no!
What?
Orbital!
What?
Researching that bot!
What?
That can no longer go into the planned tourist resort on that Earth-like in the middle.
Wait, what?
Right, because the bot being researched from the Forge world.
Oh. No, but that doesn't matter, does
that
it?
can no longer come down.
It just gets an extra. Yeah.
It does get an extra, but it doesn't. It won't have a bot to go into the thing.
What are you chatting about? What are you chatting about?
It won't have a bot to put into the Earth-like that should become, or we were thinking previously could possibly become a
this one here.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. Okay, we take integrated manufacturing then, and then that solves literally all of our problems.
It does, but flexible fabrication is still probably the one we want to take first. Here's my pitch though.
Hit me.
If instead we didn't make that into a tourist facility, we could still go with the integrated manufacturing, the one that makes goods, and then we can connect to the swamp world in the middle of the galaxy. The swamp world that is going to become successful, the colony there. Yeah, because then that can just take that from the Forge world.
Yeah, that's a good.
It's a bunch of income, and then we have that Earth-like that we can do pretty much whatever we want with.
Yeah.
In fact, if that Earth-like became a Gaia world, can it become a Gaia world? Yeah, it can. That actually has a 2-way trade over to the Arctic after the Arctic is fulfilled, and then it can even put its water down to the south to the primordial.
That's big. That's big brain. I like that. I like that a lot. Yeah.
So that does become a monoculture in this plan.
This is good. I mean, it doesn't have to, actually. This could become a monoculture if it helps.
That's true, but then how are we going to utilize the one on the inside, right? We should utilize the ones that can't otherwise be utilized well. The excess water could even go to the north. Heck, it could even go to the mineral planet. It really depends on where it's best utilized.
I think, actually, we might be close to prospering this. Maybe we already have the number of trades.
Adjacencies.
Okay, so that trade would be good. So that takes it to 11. That takes it to 11. It's actually...
Try to connect it to the northern one, see if that does anything.
It also does 11.
As well. That's fine. Just wanted to see.
Yeah.
We can leave that hanging for the moment rather than connecting it to anything, because then we'll see whether or not we're about to make that prosperous at any point.
Yeah, we can pop that. It's good.
I think we want to, for finishing off this year, pop our research on either the flexible or the integrated, and then start planning around them a lot.
So I think we do flexible.
It's a project.
You meet the planet's needs first. Oh no.
You are kidding me.
I thought its needs were met. I thought it just needed one.
Same.
Oh la la.
So I guess when it says needs are met, it needs all of its needs met.
I mean, that's fine. It just means that we take integrated manufacturing first, which delays things by a while, unfortunately.
Take it and let's see what happens, right? We can look around the galaxy.
It costs 30. Rippies.
That is... Why is it? Oh, right. It's jumping because it could good anyway. And then that gives us a bot there. Floating. Is a floating bot worth anything to us?
Not there. Not there. It would be if this was a tourist world, but...
Can we undo until that's a tourist world?
Actually, we could undo until that's a tourist world.
Yeah,
But-
because it's the other things it accomplishes we don't need at the moment.
Think a tourist world is what we're after?
Yeah.
All right. I'm spiced. I love the idea of more tourist worlds, to be honest.
And then integrated, and then later we'll go flexible. Because that's also one more trade for that remnant world, so it's still closer to successful, and now that's prosperous or successful,
yeah.
so it's now got one more successful adjacency. It's literally one successful adjacency away from prosperous.
Yeah, for sure. Oh, we're close to a lot of stuff popping off here, that's for sure. I'm just wondering, is it worth us actually straight up exploring to see if we can try and find one mineral world to supply 2 of these robot worlds?
Yep.
Okay. All right. Well, that's okay. Lasai. Oh. Oh,
God.
really?
Just about ready to sign the Treaty of Lasai. You encouraged my worst jokes. I love
That
it.
was
Thank you.
incredible. Oh, I love that one. That was brilliant. Oh, I might posit that might be your funniest joke ever, actually. And that is not sarcasm.
What a harsh insult.
No, that I didn't mean it like that. I didn't mean it like that at all.
I know. Don't worry. I don't think any of those really helps us too much.
Me neither. Oh, 2-way. I mean, we could do this and then get a 2-way, but
once it has the good in it, otherwise it's not a 2-way yet. It has to actively trade the goods.
Does it?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, you're right. It's out of peeps. I'm with you. Got you.
Let's look at any other ore production facilities we have and see if they have any way they can utilize the microchip. Could that utilize microchip anywhere? Well, I mean, it does have good worlds nearby, but they would need. Oh, right, yeah, it would need to meet its water requirement as well first. That could come from the Earth, like over there, Gaia world, possibly later on.
Yeah.
Would be curving around with a slipstream.
You know what? I think we actually need to explore more. I think we need to find we need to find a ocean world to see if we can try and get some mineral ocean world combo going. We need to find something to help us pop off.
I don't think it has to be the mineral ocean world.
It doesn't have to be. You know, arid,
like
Arctic, or maybe even up here. Maybe just
those primordials over there are nice. But in particular, there is the jungle world that we colonized. I think not jungle, swamp world to the very south.
Yeah.
Yes, that. No, off to the right. Sorry, it's actually primordial. Sorry, my apologies. It's like the corner. There we go. If we can find anywhere around there that turns biomass into people, that's a 2-way trade. So do you want to scan that 3-banger to the next of it?
Yep. Perfectly in line with expectations of nothingness. I mean, there is something up here.
Okay.
There's this, and then there's this, and then there's that, and then there is this. Hold up.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I mean, that's a closed system. It costs a lot of money.
Oh,
our
my
income
lordy.
is garbage. But also, it's only one 2-way trade out of that whole system.
It is. You're right. But then there's another 2-way trade over here. I don't know where we get the freaking 2-way trades.
God, our income is really, really bad.
Yeah, we have one asteroid here that's ready to go, though. So, I mean, that's an injection of 18 if we need it. We have been let down sorely by the galaxy's placement of asteroids. I'll say that much.
I'll agree that much. Let's have a look at any human planets that we can make successful, right? That swamp in the middle, we already have a plan to make successful.
Yep.
That completes half of the Dender mission.
Yep.
How do we complete the other half of the Dender mission?
This is also going to become successful if we fulfill the goods.
Well,
yeah,
so we're going to need to get the good, and we're going to need to get the water in there as well.
It doesn't need to be water, it just needs to be chip. Yeah.
Oh, you're right, chip. Could we have a look at what we would get from the completion of the Dender mission? It's an injection of 4 and 5.
40 cash for science. It's actually quite good.
It is good. It's just not huge.
What about we take...
Yeah, take a look on the against the old fog of war. Low chance signals, but high density of them.
It's a Le Big. It's a 6-banger. It's the biggest I think we've seen this playthrough.
It is, but it's so far from everything else we're currently utilizing that like our plan would have to be to somehow create a self-sustaining system there with 41 gold or 51 gold, as the case may be at the time.
I think we actually straight up just hit this 3-banger here. I know it really sucks, but we need minerals, and I would love to try and find some minerals. Classic. 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 I mean, it's just so garbage, dude. What is this? I mean, what is this collection of planets around the black hole? There's 3 freaking asteroids that are next to basically... This one isn't even connected to anything.
Mm-hmm. You got to get gravitic tugs and then tag that into the middle of the system, and then you can utilize it.
Yeah.
Can we actually look at the research tree again for a second?
Sure can.
Could you scan down the 5 that we have in tier 2? Sorry, the ones that we currently have unlocked. Tier 2. Yes. Haven World, Enlightenment. Removes the need for goods on the planet. I don't think we want that.
It doesn't fix our income problem, but it would replace the need for flexible fabrication.
It would replace the need for flexible fabrication. That is theoretically true. Although we wouldn't then be able to do any other projects on the planet. Well, I mean, but maybe we end up using Enlightenment instead of flexible fabrication. It's theoretically possible. Because there are a lot of planets that are like, if you give me a good right now, I'm gonna friggin' nut.
Paw.
Sorry. That's not usually my style of humor, but I was like, it popped into my head, and I figured, that's too funny not to say. That, I think, is now my best joke ever.
Oh, I hate this galaxy so much. Oh, guys. Oh. Okay. Here's a play. That fixes that problem. That fixes that problem.
That becomes a two-way trade if you give it water.
Yeah, but then I realized there is nowhere that we can get water from here, because I don't think this will connect. Yeah, this won't connect up. Oh, Lasai.
Unfortunately, I don't think we can go back all the way to undo the tourist facility and make that back into a water-giving Gaia world.
No, we're in on that now, unfortunately. You know what? Actually, maybe that's still not a terrible idea. It is deeply frustrating that it cannot supply chips over here, but it does fix our happiness, and we gotta think about turning to resource shortage fixing if we can.
Yep.
Also allows us to exploit an asteroid, which is kind of pog.
Increasingly important in it. I mean, if you included if you put Agro World there, rather, we have a plan to finish the entire thing, right? That goes up, that goes across.
Yeah, I'll pop this asteroid.
Gives you the ability to pop the asteroid as well.
Is there any other asteroids to take? Yeah, probably take one. God, so garbage. The asteroids here, they're just so aggressively bad.
They're very mean.
Very mean. Okay, skip the freaking year. Just get it done. Get me out of this cursed year. Okay, sorry. Agro world. So that boom, that boom.
Right, and then as soon as we... Oh, God, we're not getting water into it. It doesn't matter if we're not getting water into Bull 3.
Not at all.
All right, let's unscaffold that.
I mean, look, you know.
I don't hate it.
I mean, why not just, like, try and create as many, like, tourist worlds as we can? Do they give happiness? They actually do give happiness based on their prosperity level.
Hey, actually, like, how much does it cost to study integrated manufacturing? Oh, sorry, flexible fabrication or
21.
Yeah, because we're not gonna want it. It's gonna be too much money for us to use the Enlightenment, I think. But that would give us the ability to connect that Forge world down to the Taurus world that we'd previously planned. That whole situation, we can sort that out.
Yep.
Can you click on the Forge world?
It's ready.
So it would be exporting 2 things. It would also be adjacent to another successful.
Yeah.
It's hard to get another successful adjacency after that.
It's either that one or that one. Actually, we can do this if we get water from here. It does mean that it means we're going to be floating a human, which... Actually, hold on.
I mean, the water doesn't matter if we can't get the human.
There is something. There is something here.
Yeah. And then on the jungle planet, using the bot to make there we go.
Yeah.
Using that to do the mechanized. No, that would be mechanized harvest, right? Because then if that gets a single bot, it fulfills its requirements. If it happens to get another bot, it's possible theoretically later on, that would be able to put its water both into the colony as well as into that mineral that we're talking about.
Okay, right. Order of operations here.
Yes.
That kind
Correct. Agreed.
Actually, maybe it's not. Maybe it's actually straight up like this, and then this, and then this. I have no idea what planet I'm freaking on, dude. Like, this is just garbage. I do not want to do that before the end of the year. But there is something here.
That asteroid to the south of that system slightly. Yeah, we could pop that this year if we wanted to.
Is that not going to be the source of wheat for the primordial? Wheat
Probably.
right
there. Ooh! Oh, right. And
See
then
what
the
I'm saying?
excess person from the colony can go down to the primordial at the top of the southern system, and then that primordial can go... Yeah, okay.
Yeah. That's...
I like it. I like it.
You know what? Screw it. Just
do it.
No, because we only
No. Once it fulfills successfully, it'll be fine.
Okay. There.
Yep.
There. Can't afford. That's okay.
One more asteroid.
But yeah, that still leaves
and
us
then that
with
goes out.
water here, right?
Yeah, it leaves us hanging on the water there, which is... but it leaves us hanging on the water there until we get the robot to the jungle planet. That was the plan, right? Because that connects, which is good. And then the jungle planet needs another robot to give us the ability to make the excess water.
What the heck was I thinking? I was thinking of that connection. I was thinking of that connection to make this planet successful so that we prospered this planet. That's what I was doing.
Mm-hmm.
That's where I was. Is there any way that we can get this set up where instead of outputting there, we output here? It's a little bit funky.
The prosperity stuff happens after we pop the flexible fabrication later.
We can do that now.
It would need to...
Well, we can't buy it on the planets because we don't have the cash, but, you know, we could theoretically do it now. Actually, if we pop this asteroid, probably have enough. We can also prosper...
The downside to this... The downside to this is just that although that primordial, if we're not going to be colonizing that, we should just...
Oh, yeah. There we go. Yeah,
it's just some asteroid collections that got undone there. I think you're right. I think this is a priority for us, but it does leave us with a system that hangs a little bit worse. And we only have 6 years still to fix.
Yeah, I agree. It's really not ideal. The alternative is that we get Slipstream Relay and, like, slip a person in from somewhere. I was thinking maybe here, but there's not enough stuff. Can't even get
unless instead of flexible fabrication, we went for the repurposing or enlightenment, sorry,
yeah,
and then use that to cut out the good requirement on that planet, get an extra person. Because would that not pop successful and then get an extra person?
It would. It doesn't fix our income problem though. That's the only issue.
You're right, it doesn't.
Because these planets aren't receiving goods, they don't even get their trade bonus from Aphorians, I don't believe. So
can you look at our income and just show us what's contributing? -36 from structure upkeep. That's 2 labs. Huh?
Really?
1 labs.
11 upkeep.
Good lord.
11?
That's 22 between the 2 of those.
Is that grown by... Maybe this? Does this cost upkeep? It costs 3. Oh,
right.
We should actually try and hit some more Forebear Ruins if we can.
They're just so far from our people-producing planets. There's one down in the bottom right as well, but again...
Maybe
same situation.
Explore here, see if we can try and find an ocean world. Two-way trades,
money is
maybe?
so limited right now. We need to clean up the things that we just set up. I think you're right. I think we do the version of it that you'd previously scaffolded. It's just we wanted to undo that primordial.
Yeah, okay, look here. There. Throw out a scan, maybe, you think, given that it's the end of the year?
Can you get a 3-banger to the top right? Because the top right is where we're looking for the extra bot production.
Yeah? That's pretty good, I suppose.
Good.
That's extra bot production, actually. That's not bad. That's not bad. Does that change things, however? Kind of, but also not really.
Not really, because, yeah, it just means that jungle world is going to have the ability to... Oh, but it's going to need 2 output routes as well, still.
Okay, hold on. If I take flexible fabrication now... Disconnect it up over there. How much do we need for flexible fabrication? 25. Do we have an asteroid that we can... pop?
We definitely don't have enough asteroids to get to 25 from here.
That's okay. We can always do flexible fabrication now. This connection hasn't been made yet. It will be made soon. We can pop repurposing. Does give us what we're after. So that takes us up to 29. Prosperous is 2 planets immediately. And then this needs 12, which we can get by... That takes us up to 27. Successful's the planet.
And then we will get prosperity on... We'll get prosperity on... Yeah. Well, I don't know how we're getting prosperity on that, but we will get prosperity on the Forge world after it connects to the mineral world to the north.
You're spot on. I actually think maybe that's the better play here.
Maybe, but it does make me feel bad.
I mean...
It's so good, though.
That's 34 income. I mean, that's basically single-handedly saved our income situation.
I think you're right. I think we have to Yeah, I think that's the realistic play.
Yeah, I think we got to clean up here. We got to try and clean up a little bit. It's successful as one planet, which is great. It actually goes straight to prosperous, which is kind of hilarious. I love tourism worlds though. They're so great. And I feel like we've not pogged out to the max on any of our tourism worlds, and it's a bit sad. It's a bit sad.
It is, honestly, like if we had Microforged Labs,
yeah,
everything's solved.
Yeah,
everything.
Yeah, you're absolutely right.
It's just
this is bad tech. This is bad tech.
Ooh, can we look at that? The new ones we just unlocked in the top and just try void synthesis. Excuse me, void synthesis structure.
Rhapsody.
That's
we're not getting to level 3.
I know they're super expensive and we're not getting that. But what if we did?
What about industrialized nanofabrication? What about we just freaking like pog in a forge world right here, pog in a forge world right here, pog in a forge world right here. Literally,
they would all
factory.
hang the income. That one's good, definitely. Everything else that you outlined would not be, though.
Earth like ocean and jungle. Okay, I mean, look, we need to clean up. We need to clean up.
Could we put Soylent food processors in a Haven world?
Oh. Free happiness.
Right?
Literally self-sustaining. We gotta try, right?
Happiness.
We gotta try. We don't care about anything else, right?
Well, I mean, it's really a possibility.
No, I don't think that's gonna fix our problems.
Let's try that. I like that.
Okay, can I connect up anything right now that will drastically change anything?
Just having a quick scan through, see if I can see anything.
Biomass.
Well, I mean, you can't anyway, right? We have no way to make more money this year.
It's true. Yeah, we're skipping anyway. Let's just get it over and done with, eh? This can go integrated. This can go. Won't count. Will that count as a second? Will it count as a second import? It totally will, actually. It increases our income by 4 for 30, so it's a pretty bad deal, but it's an option.
That could... Hang on. Actually, to the north of that... to the north of the previous plan, there's that, the Earthlike.
Yeah.
That Earthlike could be our source of wheat with the agro world. The problem is it will cut off the ability to put another bot into that jungle world and then use the excess water from that. But the thing is also, how the hell are we going to get a biomass output from that jungle so that we can actually then connect?
You know, yeah, who cares? Maybe it's better to Gaia world for the water and then Soylent foodstuffs for the Soylent.
Two-way trade?
It is a two-way trade, actually. Yeah, you're right. Or will be at some point when we... when we get wheat.
Well, I mean, that would be the Soylent food production, right?
Yeah, oh yeah, if we Soylent right now, yeah. Oh, God, that's such a sad...
Yeah. I'd undo those and then just do that whole thing next year.
Yeah. We are so close to getting so many goods in so many different places.
I'll tell you what strikes me immediately is we spent a lot of time in trying to make tourist facilities, and we made some good tourist facilities and they carried us along for a while.
Yeah.
But after that, suddenly we're not making much money at all, and we've got a lot of facilities that are making things for tourist labs, and we're not researching much, and we're not completing many missions.
Yeah.
It feels like we didn't manage to accomplish many things at the same time, and a lot of our early game was spent focusing on tourist facilities, which I loved. I still want to do a game with tourist facilities like this as well, but I just think we kind of got a little bit screwed on the adjacencies.
I feel like we should have tried to like optimize around one really good tourist facility, right? As opposed to having loads of little disparate tourist facilities. Maybe that would have worked better.
I agree on that as well.
But again, like I don't think you can be too upset about this given the whole circumstances with regards to adjacencies and whatnot. It's just a big sad. Do we skip a year right now? Is that actually what we do?
Mm-hmm.
We take Haven Worlds purely to see if this can do some shenanigans here. So what does that take our happiness to? 83 to 84. Okay, so it does get us 1% happiness for 40 income. Sorry, for 30 cash.
1% happiness for 30 cash, and also it's also 5 upkeep.
And also it's also 5 upkeep. Yeah, of course, because it has 0 trade income because it's not touching anything.
Yeah. So maybe we don't go for Haven Worlds, because look, it's possible one Slipstream relay just solves a bunch of problems for us.
Let me check out Enlightenment.
Enlightenment's not awful.
It doesn't successful it though, because it still requires 2 import routes. Is there anywhere else that we can successful? Actually, hold up. Oh, no, we can't. We can't put Enlightenment on Tourist Worlds.
I don't know why we can't put Enlightenment on Tourist Worlds when we can put Machine Project on it instead.
Yeah. Okay,
can you look at the Enlightenment and see if it says, like, the tech for Enlightenment? Can you see if it says, on planets that are established or better, removes the need for goods on planets that require it. That's nothing there tells me that it's not valuable.
Yeah, it should.
That is a planet.
Should
we
be
know
there.
because it took a previous project. In fact, if you click on it, it will say planet. Well, Earth-like. Earth-like is kind of planet.
Yeah, I agree. It doesn't say planet on anything else. I still think it might be best, and then we just get this done, because that gives us money and it gives us science as well, which is probably our best bet.
Yeah.
I mean, we're not going to realistically use Haven Worlds for anything else, are we? No. No is the word you're looking for.
Right.
No.
No, you're right. That Arctic, though, could also take a repurposing. Not that one, the one that we have in the system already.
That will pog up to successful. What does that adjust our income by? It does nothing.
34.
Actually,
wow.
No, tell a lie. It does give us 1% happiness. It does give us 1% happiness, which is okay. But this is the problem.
It's not a priority.
This is the problem with Enlightenment. This is why I've used it before, and I just don't love it because it's just so. It's good in terms of it allows you to successful, but you're chopping off your nose to spite your face. Is that the phrase? Is that the turn of phrase?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. Because you're not getting the trade income from goods, and goods are so good with the Euphorian tech that we have, or the Euphorian perk that we have at the moment.
In total agreement.
Okay, so we have limited income. We have limited time. We've got 2 years left of science, basically. So we're going to be able to get one of these things. Probably.
Replicating nanites. See, nanofab is not awful. It solves one problem, yeah, absolutely. Replicating nanites is hilarious, and it's something that I really want to be able to run around.
Yeah.
At some point.
Yeah.
It leads to matter cloning. Oh my god, could you see what the matter cloning that it leads to is? It actually has a specific tech that it leads to.
Reduces colonization time by 2 months. Oh yeah,
so they're free.
Yes.
Because it reduces by 1 in replicating nanites, and then another 2. So that's 3 months off of 3-month colonization times.
So there's 3 techs. There's one that reduces slipstream build time. There's one that reduces colonization time, and then there's one that increases game time. Imagine if you could get all 3, and you could basically just build your empire up in perpetuity over the course of 25 years. We got to try and find that at some point.
You
right?
best believe I'm imagining that. It's kicking around in my head, and I'm liking what it looks like.
That's not even worth it. I just like. We got to find something really good that actually makes this worth it. I mean, look, closing the gaps in our system is what we really need to do. But boy, oh boy, I don't even know how we get a robot over here. Like, that is sad.
Yeah, we were always cutting ourselves off there and then hoping for a way to fix it up later. Unfortunately, we didn't go for anything that, can hop over, so we didn't really get anything like that. Hyperways would have done it.
Can we?
Because that would have just been able to pull from the other side. Yeah.
Can we hit this? I'm curious to see, because I mean this is one of the major problems. Oh, come on, dude. Really? That would have been so freaking
How far?
good.
How far is it off?
That's 20. That's so sad.
That's
so
20, and I'm sad.
That's 20. There's literally nothing. There is nothing that can supply water to this area over here.
Is there not? That's swamp to the north.
Nope.
But swamps don't provide water. They. Yeah.
Yep. There is this thing here, which
Can't connect it.
also is out of range quite significantly.
Extremely out of range.
There is.
Well, I mean, Slipstream Relay can take that across there. Yeah.
We can, unfortunately we we cannot take Slipstream Relay anymore. So
It's okay. We'll just get Slipstream Relay.
that is the solution. I mean, two-way trades.
There's the food processor still as well.
I mean, that can fix
Sorry,
that.
not food processor. Yeah, that's a good idea still. But I mean the void synthesizer. We could use one void synthesizer to make one water over there to remove -8 happiness.
Yeah,
Because like, what is the high-level tech that we're getting otherwise?
that's true. Why not?
We don't
yeah.
need to do that yet until we have the water in it, because it's just money that we're spending.
So then that just leaves this and this to sort of fix, because we're not fixing this. And two-way trades would be great, but I think that we're not heading towards any two-way trades, to be honest, at this point. This is a two-way trade to be, especially if we get Soylent Processor, right? Like that is one two-way trade. It's
Agreed.
reasonably okay.
I like that. That is the lowest footprint solve for that.
Maybe it's just another straight up. That's not. You can't even. Actually, no. Tell a lie. We could do
that would be
Enlightenment here, and then a two-way trade there. And in fact, you could do another one over here as well.
No, you can't. Don't have enough people.
Oh, that. Yep. Okay. Yep. You're bang on. You're right. That would not be possible. Are there any other?
But you're right. We can do that with one of them.
Yeah. Are there any other like cheeky little two-way trades that we could do? Like that. God, I feel like this galaxy has taken a very specific dislike to me.
It does appear to have taken a dislike to us.
We skip the year. I think the goal is to try and finish above 100% happiness, right? If we could do that, I would consider this mission accomplished.
Tell you what, hyperlanes actually would have solved a bunch of problems for us.
They would have.
Like everything that I can see that's hanging, I'm like, there's a hyperlane there to do that.
Yeah. You mean a slipstream or a... Oh, no, sorry, an actual Aphorian hyperlane. Yeah.
Yeah?
Hyperlanes are
Totally
OP.
uniform,
I actually think they're straight up OP. Like, they just... The fact that they go through everything, and... I mean, if you're rolling in cash, then you're basically... You're sorted, right?
Mm-hmm. Who has the teleporter structures as like one of its really high techs? You can just make two teleporters that connect to one another. It's not a Aphorian. It wouldn't make sense for a Aphorian to have it when they always have hyperlane. It's probably Silthid, actually. Maybe it's Vittori. Maybe it's it might be one of the ones that's two as well. It could be Vittori and Silthid.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's not necessarily relevant to this run. It's just the thing I'm interested in.
Yeah. Oh, man. Hope that there's a water colony here. If there is a water colony here, that's Pog, actually. Maybe? Dream big, perhaps.
In what way?
Or 2A, or 2A.
Oh, right. Sorry, you mean like, right. Sorry, I thought you meant to make water, and I was like, okay, what are we doing with the water?
Sorry.
No, you mean as a colony. Got it.
Or water colony, yeah.
Yeah. God. It's big dreams, but I feel like we're in the realm of big dreams now.
We are in the right. I think actually we see if we try and do a couple of scans up here. Maybe we just see if we can try and abandon this colony and
start over in a new galaxy.
That's actually okay. That's actually really okay. That is a two-way right there.
Oh. It is, but unless we're going for 6 two-ways, that's just a bunch of time and money spent not doing anything.
I mean,
so we can leave it there.
What else? What else would you like to do?
And do it later. Well, it would be fix the other, other unhappies.
So fixing this one, which is fixed with the tech, the void synthesizer, which we can't get now anyway. Can't get until.
Oh right, okay, yeah, that's the void. I mean, void synthesizer could also try and fix the other one for us. If that's the idea, we're fixing them both with void synthesizer. Then.
I mean,
I like that.
I don't even think there's anything else. There's literally nothing else that fixes the problems here.
Yeah.
I think it has to be.
Cool. No, I agree. Let's do that and focus on the two-ways. Well, there's a bunch of stuff scanned around there.
Yeah.
And all makes people.
Water. Just one time.
Water everywhere and not a drop to drink.
This one time, I would love to just find something that
wouldn't we all?
That just is just perfect. Even getting ore to here is a problem. Like, how is that a freaking problem?
Void synthesis.
How confident are you, Raps? How confident are you?
I'll tell you what, I'm zero confident, okay. But in circumstances... No. Sometimes, it doesn't matter how confident you are if all you can do is hope. And we are in a position where it's hope time. Jesus Christo.
It's the act of what?
No? There it is. Two-way trade. That can't connect to the established one, can it?
No, I think it's out of range. But it is a little poggy. Also, oh my lordy, ripperoni pepperonis.
Yeah, the boss size kills the income. Hilarious.
God.
Definitely out of range of that Forge world, you mean? Sorry, not the Forge world, the Remnant world that we have already colonized, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, for sure.
Okay, yeah, hugely.
Okay, so that's one 2A, second 2A. We need wheat over here. We don't actually need wheat over here. You know, maybe
we can...
That's actually...
We can just soylent that.
That's actually fine, I think.
It's fine. It's just also...
Oh, it sucks.
We know we can do this in the future. We want to set it up as late as we can because it's going to kill our income. So we've got 2 opportunities down here for 2 two-way trades, and we know it's going to cost us 3 months, 3 months, 3 months, 1 month, 1 month. So it's going to cost us a total of 11 months to do.
Okay.
Do we even have the time?
No, not really. We just do it now then?
Yeah.
I hate that with a passion. Any asteroids? One more scout. One more scout, Reps. Where do you want to throw it?
Can you throw it to the leftmost that you can?
Right here?
To the north there. Yep.
That's a good call. Oh, that's out of range. That's it's that is. I mean that's just so unbelievably infuriating. Okay. I mean, look. How do we finish this mission?
We don't. Look at how much time there is left on the clock.
There are 2 years left on the clock.
Oh, 2? Okay, so we have more time than I thought.
Okay, but we have no money. Oh, this is so savage.
That would be a great position for an all lab.
It would be. Yep. There would be.
Oh. Man. I don't know how we're getting the money to connect that as well as use Enlightenment, but that's another two-way trade. And then I don't think we have the time to make the income to set up for more two-way trades.
I actually believe. No, legitimately, I think that we can clear that mission. Legitimately, I think we can clear that mission.
Okay.
I
Let's try and
believe.
do it.
I believe. Okay, so
I believe in you. Then I believe in the you that believes in it. If we skip a year, colonizing those extra 2 and then connecting them in is going to take
yeah,
all that time.
that doesn't even work. Oh, dude. I'm so angry. The universe has conspired against us.
It's okay. Sometimes the universe conspires against us, and then sometimes we conspire against the universe. We seem to have a
Don't ignore, please.
an alternating kind of cyclical kind of situation going on, where we beat the game up, and then it beats us up, and then we beat the game up, and then it beats us up. We're in the second part of that cycle, but it's okay. It's a cycle.
We just skip this year, maybe? I mean,
Well, I mean, if we're going to skip that year...
we don't have the
because
time,
we're
right?
Colonizing for time. You're right. And then as soon as you connect that...
Yeah.
I do not think we have the time to complete.
We're 5. We're 5 out of 6. Oh.
5 out of 6.
Unless there is one single two-way trade that we have missed, that is here, that is...
There could well be.
I don't think there is.
Almost certainly not, but, you know, occasionally I'll take a scan over my system and I'll see something I haven't seen before. So someone's just shuffled the planets around a little while I wasn't looking.
Exactly. Oh, that's... Oh, it's so sad. It's so sad. It's so sad. It's so sad. Okay, I mean, look. Soylent in there. And then we just connect this up, I think. You know, it's just... end this run. End this run.
I think the only other thing that we could have tried to do, and we can't do it anymore, so don't worry. You can feel free to connect those. Would have been researching the void synthesizers and just trying to solve the other 2 -8 happinesses.
Yeah,
I don't think it would have solved.
To be honest, even if we had the extra 500 points from the quest there, I feel like we had an abysmal number of prosperous planets. We had an abysmal amount of esteem. The empire size
we would have gotten esteem from the quest as well, right? So, like, the negative quest is not just the -500, it's also esteem that we missed out on.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. But, I mean, the happiness was just sad. I mean, this planet specifically, this was just the saddest robot planet of all time. I mean, given that robots can't really get sad, that is quite a statement. They must have been very, very sad.
No, they appear to be able to get sad because it's generating 2 teardrops.
Good observation there, actually. Well, that's again, Dender, dude. Like, again, we are punished for trying to Dender it up.
I believe so much, though.
Well,
it's possible I believe too much.
Maybe you do believe too much. We'll have to find out if we're going to be able to Dender or not to Dender. That is the question. Shall we weather the slings and arrows of misfortune in the next episode of Slipways? I don't know, folks. We'll find out then. I've been up with Potato. He's been Rhapsody. Link to his channel down in the description down below. This has been us. This has been Slipways. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Adios.